Hello everybody, this is Tina with Tia's Treasures, and today we are going to be making some tags with some Seth Apter stamps and dies and a few Tim Holtz things. I've got the Tim Holtz butterflies and some of his sprays and inks. And for Seth Apter, I have these 3 little stamps here, red rubber stamps. I also have 3 of the Paper Artsy stamps. This is one of his newer ones. I ordered this off his website, and I got a nice little thank you. And I've got these 2 from Paper Artsy as well. And so we're going to be using those. And the dies I have are some that came out a little while ago. They're the 3 Seth Apter dies from Sizzix. I've got these little round things, and then some of these, and some of these. At any rate, in case you're wondering, if you buy his Sizzix dies, this sheet does not fit in the little plastic envelope that comes with it, so I had to cut it down so it would fit in there. Now, luckily, the Tim Holtz ones, they come with the paper insert that you can just put that in there when you open it, and it fits pretty well. So, not a big deal. I'm still able to see, you know, what's in there and who it's by. And we are going to start out on these tags by doing a little bit of heat embossing. Now, I made a tag to play with, so I kind of got an idea of what I wanted to do with these 3. They're a little bit different. We're going to be doing a little bit different things on them, but they're going to be similar, as in we're going to be using some rusty hinge. I've got some antique linen. The rusty hinge is oxide. The antique linen and the selvage patina are just spray stains. And then I've got some of the die cuts that I put on here, and I went ahead and I heat embossed using this stamp 3 times on this tag. Now, the reason I did 3 times is because I was using 3 different embossing powders, and I thought, well, not everybody's going to have these embossing powders, and it's just an idea anyway. I've got this Seth Apter Crusty Copper, which is beautiful. It's like this copper tone that's got like a little bit of raised like crusties in it. I don't know if you can see that. That's just, it's gorgeous. And then I used some Hero Art sand. I thought that might kind of give me a brown, kind of grungy look. And that is the Hero Arts. Am I putting it where you can see it? I'm kind of standing up so I can see down in my phone and make sure you can see this. But I wanted kind of a grungy look. And so I thought, well, let's try the sand, Hero Arts sand embossing powder. You shake that up and it gives you that sand look. And then I have got an old embossing powder, not an embossing glaze, but this isn't made anymore, but it's a distress embossing powder in Vintage Photo. And the way you use this is you shake this up really good to get all the particles, because there's 2 different particles in it, and then you go ahead and use it like embossing powder. But once it's cooled off, you're able to kind of like rub and distress the look more. And I know hardly anybody's probably going to have this. So, you know, it's one of the, I've given 3 different options. You can use a bronze embossing powder, a brown embossing powder, whatever you've got. I mean, you don't even have to really do the embossing if you don't want. You can just do the spray stain and a little bit of stamping, which is what I've done in the background as well. So let's go ahead and do some stamping and some embossing, and we'll go from there. I think I may, I don't know. Do I want to use the copper, or do I want to use some of this distress? I like them both, but I'm not sure. And I think I'm going to use all three of these to do my embossing. Why not? Now in this first one, I use this stamp all over the place, but I think I'm just going to emboss and let's just play. So we'll go from there. And I know I'm not going to use the sand one. This one is not my favorite. I like it if I'm doing sandy beaches and I want to emboss that way, but overall, I'm not a huge fan of the little bit of white, creamy white it put in the background. Just not for these tags anyway. So I may just go ahead and use both of these. So let's go ahead with our first one. And I'll move these out of the way. And we're going to put this, I love this little stamp. It's like little coffee stains, but they're not quite that big. And it's just the red little circles. They go perfect with some of the different things that we're going to be doing, which is one of the reasons I brought in this die here, because we've got the round little circles in the background, and then we've got this round die, this abstract die. There's actually two different die cuts on there. Getting ahead of myself, but that's why I did the round. I'm trying to do different things and pulling different objects in. So where did I stick my embossing ink? Oh, here we go. Some Simon Says Stamp clear ink. And I think we're going to do, obviously we're just going to do one tag at a time. So I think what I'm going to do from here is just speed this up and skip ahead so you don't have to watch me doing all of these. And I'm just going to be randomly stamping. And I think I will do different stamps on each of a few different stamps instead of the same one. So we're just going to skip ahead and I'll show you what I've did when I'm all done. Okay, we've got our 3 tags here. I've got the copper, and then this was the Tim Holtz, and copper and the Tim Holtz with this one. The only thing with the Tim Holtz, sometimes I'm looking at it and it doesn't get shiny as you're embossing it. And so I'm not always sure if something's embossed or not, and then when you distress it, it's like, well, some of the powder's supposed to come off anyway, so it can be a little bit of a confusing product. But overall, it's still it's fine, because this is going to be in the background anyway, and we're going to have all this stuff on top of it. So now let's go ahead and throw these in the splat box, and try to get these out of the way. And make sure you can see what I'm doing here. And just going to play a bit with the different colors. And then we'll set these aside to dry. I've got my light up there, so there's a little bit of shadow on there. Sorry about that. I've got to really shake this one up. Get all this, all the pigment off the bottom. I had these standing up, and I probably should have put them on their sides a while ago so that I could have done this a little quicker. With that, let's start with a little bit of our antique linen, because we do not have to shake this one up. We'll just want a little bit in some of these corners here. And yep, go back to the rusty hinge, because this is what I want our outstanding color to be on the background. Come on, can you see how that pigment's starting to be really mixed in there? And Okay, that's pretty good. And down here, we're going to get some water to move a little bit of this. Ooh, that's good. And then this one I need to wipe off the nozzle. I don't want that to get clogged. And lastly, our salvaged patina. Gotta say, this is a beautiful color. It might make a little bit of brown with our other two colors as it mixes, but that's okay. So it's getting a little muddy there. Let's make it a paper towel. And we'll put a little bit of water on these. And yeah, these are going to warp a little bit, but that's okay. I want to get it so they're not really dripping that much. Ooh, that one's nice. I like that one. Get that off to the side. Get this so it doesn't get too... We want to be able to get this dried in a timely manner. And yeah, a little bit of that. Get that out of the way. And this one, there we go. Remove that. I do not have enough room in my craft area. If you could see how overfull it is. I've got like stuff for enameling in here and a small kiln, and then I've got jewelry and beads, and then all of my paper stuff. Mind you, I haven't enameled in a while because I really have got to clear out my counter with all the paper before I can start doing any type of enameling. And yes, I do have a fire extinguisher in here, and I am in here the whole time. Can't be too safe. Okay, let's get these dried off. They don't have to be bone dry, just don't want them to be dripping. Spots on here that didn't dry like I'd like. Okay, these are a little warped, but that's all right. I'll just kind of play with them a little bit and get them unwarped. Alrighty, now we are going to use some of these bigger dies here, bigger stamps. Do a little bit of stamping. Let's see. What do we want to stamp on there? Got that. If you noticed on this tag here, we've got a sentiment strip from the Tim Holtz, was it Small Talk, I think? But we've got this Discover. And the reason that kind of looks like that is I stamped it on a piece of shiny vellum here. And then just going around the outline, I glued it down. So, I mean, that didn't look bad at all. But I think we're going to stamp Discover and this stamp right here, right on. Do we do it next to that? Or, see, it's a problem with using this particular stamp. I almost think these lines are too similar, but yeah, we could go over it. Nothing says you can't go over. And over that, put the Discover there. That'll work. And if it's all grungy, that's okay. We don't care. And we're going to do this with some scorched timber. No, I think I'm going to use some ground espresso. We'll get some ground espresso here. The Distress Oxide. I love scorched timber, but it's just a little darker than I want for this particular stamp. Get that. It does not look like it wants to go all the way down. Are my stamps dry? Do I need to re-ink them? I have to admit, I do not have all the re-inkers for these. I just figured I would buy the re-inkers as they were needed. So that's okay. We want this to kind of be a little bit grungy looking anyway. Look at that. Oh man, that is cool. Look at the way that goes right around, kind of resists it. And this is going to go there. But because we're doing 3 tags at once, do we want to... Actually, we're going to use different stuff on these two. So let me wipe this off quickly and put this back here. But we definitely are going to do the Discover right there. Because, yeah, I want to do each of these stamp sets on a different tag. So let's get this Discover. Where's my block? Here's the block we had. And get that nice and inked up again. And we're going to put that, which way do we want it to go? Got the D down here. So we're going to go up this way. Give that a nice firm press. Discover. Ooh, love it. Love it, love it. Get that wiped off. Back in here. And now let's go ahead and use number ESA 45. Electica 3. What do we want to do? Well, this one's got a lot less space. And we're not going to have a lot of room to do a lot of stamping on their own. I think this one says The Passage of Time, and I think we might be able to get that one right there. So let's see what we can do with it. Again, walnut stain. No, I mean ground espresso, not walnut stain. I said walnut stain before. I'm sorry. Get this right. The Passage of Time. It's the only bad thing with the stamp not having their image on the back side is I've got to make sure. This is going to probably be off a little bit, but that's okay. As long as it's not upside down, I don't care. Oh, look at that. Perfect. I'm going to get this. Oh, look at these. Those are cool. Those 3 little bitty circles there. We're going to get those too. And should we try doing any of these on top of this? Try that on top of this. Let's see what it looks like. What the heck? We're going to be putting some ephemera down anyway, so if one of the pieces we don't like the way it looks, the ephemera goes on top of it, and booyah. We're hiding it anyway, so. But I think it's going to look great. Get this inked up enough as I'm like beating the heck out of it right on top of this. Ooh, that one didn't turn out quite like I wanted. But hey, like I said, we're going to be putting stuff on top of it. This butterfly can maybe go down right there, and it'll be perfect. Again, I was hoping we got something like this, but nah, that didn't work. That didn't work quite on this one. But that's how you learn. It's all play, and this is just paper, so we're all good. And these three little dots, though, I want to put those like right, where do I want those? There, maybe there. Yeah, so put those right there. Love it. Look at those. Those are awesome. I might have to keep this one out just because we might use that again. I think we're going to. You know what? This one's just too great not to use again. We're going to use this on all three of them. I'm going to put that there in the same spot just because we had a great spot for it. Let's leave that out. So I might use that again. We're going to go on to set 44 and at this lovely one here. Well, I like them all. We don't have any sort of sentiment on this one unless we go the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 on the bottom, which that would kind of, let's see. Oh, I haven't even opened this one yet. How about that? Okay, where's my scissors, my little scissor? And get this open. I always like to open them from the top and store these in the packages. Oh, my dogs are going to start barking. Sounds like a firework or car backfiring. Something went on back there. Well, this is pretty awesome, too. I mean, all these stamp sets are awesome. Okay, I need a long piece for this. This is wider than I need, but it is the right length. Put that there. And where's the one at? I want that to go out that way. Okay. Get that inked up. I know I'm probably going off camera a bit, and I apologize. I'm just getting really excited about these stamps. 1, 2, and that is going to go over that. I'm going to do it there. I wanted it facing out the other way, but that's okay. There is no wrong way to stamp on these. The only thing is, I am not a fan of stuff when it's upside down for some reason. I see some makers will do stuff and it'll be upside down, and they're like, that's fine. And it probably is if it's going to be, something's going to be on top of it. But if it's right there, I don't know, sideways to the right or to the left, it doesn't bother me. But upside down writing does. I don't know why. This is just, where do we want this? Right there. Because I thought that was a neat little stamp. I think they're all neat. That's the problem, but I can't fit them all on my tag. Oh, that's kind of cool too. That's cool. Oh, they're all awesome. That's the problem. I wanted to put some bigger ones, but I just am out of room. So let's do this one, because this one's awesome too. And we're going to put that right next to, awesome sauce. We're just getting all sorts of things all over this guy here. And we could do this round. Why not? And let's do the round. Do we want to do round here or like that? no wrong way with this circle because there's no writing on it to drive me nuts. Okay, I think we're gonna just go out like this. Look at that. Probably should have been overlapping some of these, you know, but we didn't. And I think it'll be way too busy if we overlap them now. But let's go ahead and put these 3 little circles up here in the same corner. So we kind of know, oh, our tags are connected in their own way. I just love this. I can see this is going to be a favorite if I remember to pull it out. It is an awesome little stamp. Let me put the lid on here. Okay. Put these to the side. And I think I do have my scorched timber right here. Let's go ahead and ink up all the sides of our tags. There's no order to do this. Sometimes I do this inking up of the sides last, but it's like I just wanted to get to it because I love the way it looks on here. And there's no reason this scorched timber should almost be out of ink. It's not that old of a stamp color. I think it might have been one of the last colors Tim Holtz put out. This and Lost Shadow. And I'm like, I wasn't that excited knowing that a neutral color was coming out. But then when I saw this color brown, I changed my mind quickly and decided this was a perfect color and it was worth the wait. Scorched Timber is one of my favorites for the edges, that and Vintage Photo, which Vintage Photo is a more red-brown, reddish-brown. You know, it would break my heart is if I found out that I wasn't recording right now. I think I would just cry. And now that that popped in my head, after I'm done inking this entire tag, I'm going to have to pop up and see. Am I recording? Yay, I am recording. That would have been so bad if I wasn't. Let's get a little bit of ink over this antique linen corner, because that's what the antique linen's right there. And it's kind of, you know, blending in with our kind of what's the cream color tag, vanilla tag. I don't know. They are some Ranger distress tags. I should have mentioned that to begin with. This one is just a white tag that I started with. So the colors may look a little bit different on the 2 sets of tags. Okay, we have got these inked around edges. Now we can decide where we want to put our little die cuts. I have got, like I said, 3 butterflies. I want a butterfly in each one. I just love me some butterflies. I mean, these actually probably work a little better than this transparent one I have. But the transparent one I pulled out is what gave me the idea to put butterflies on these to begin with. And I used browns, so it kind of went more with the background than using a black. The only black that may be on these tags is if I do these little bitty word stickers. But let's see. I have got this nice little border here. I don't know if I want to use that much of a border because I'm loving the way the stamping and the embossing look on this particular tag, and I don't know if I want to cover it up that much. This one tag here, I might not use that many die cuts on. I mean, we've got to use these though. These are just too cool not to use. And we've got a big open space here. Now, not all open spaces have to have stuff, but I don't know, it's fun to put the stuff there. We'll do that. And we could put the butterfly. I love the way this looks so much that I really don't want to cover it up with the butterfly either. So there's no rule that says you have to use the die cuts just because you cut them out. Kind of do that, and that'll still leave this beautiful area open. I think for this particular tag, that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to put all the different things. We're just going to put our butterfly and our little circles. I'm going to put our butterfly kind of right here at an angle. And these guys, because these guys you could see through anyway and see all our little fun stamps and embossing. And I've got a little bitty bottle here of Positively Perfect craft glue. It's a thinner glue, so it works to go on thinner. And look, as I say that, I put a big blob of glue on here. Doesn't really matter, it dries clear. Let's drag it down a little with this tip. But yeah, if it oozes out, it's not going to matter. It dries totally clear on here. And let's see, which direction do we want this? It's right there. It's like no rhyme or reason. I'm just like, let's just put it down. Now we're going to put these little bitty circles. I'm going to put that inside. Again, I don't have to, but I like the way the two look kind of layered together. So why not? No right or wrong way to do any of this. And we will wait. I've got this great big thing of twine that I think I bought on Amazon. I think I got a black, a white string, and this twine. And cut 3 pieces off while I'm here. Okay, and I'll do the twine last on all of these. Now for this guy here, I said we could cover this up. So we'll put our butterfly down here. I like the passage of time. I like that. And do we want to go with this one? Or do we want one of these? I mean, these are fun. I think I'm liking this shorter one, though. What do you think? I mean, we've got a lot of different ones. We've got this one that this looks like, come on, help me out here. The barbed wire. That's what I'm thinking of. That one reminds me of railroad ties. This one reminds me of fish bones. And this one reminds me of a ladder. Got this one too. This one I accidentally cut out in a different color brown than these. No biggie. I don't even know if I had more of this color. Ooh. That will cover up a whole lot if we put that there, won't it? The same. It's got enough spaces though that you can see through it, which is good. Put the butterfly there. And of course we've got our little round guys here that I love so much. And put them like that. And do we want to use a round element on this one? And we've got all these leftover pieces that we can use elsewhere. And I do have a little bit of just regular ephemera here if we wanted to like put something in the corner. I mean, we could still put the fragile one here, just round. I'm not sure. I think the round one kind of looks good. Of course, we got this space down here. I'm like, I think I'm done with it. And then I'm like, wait, we can do more. And okay, that's what we're going to do, because we're still going to be able to see this, which is what I think is kind of important, because I love it. I love the way that looks. If we put that right there, we can still see it. And another little round element. Kind of mirror our round element here and there and here. And put that up there. Okay, now because yeah, I didn't like the way that turned out. Our butterfly's going over that. And it's going to work out perfectly. Wait, we want to still see where it says the passage of time. So put that underneath that just a little bit. Let's get this guy, get glue on the back of him. I call him him. Do you think these things, does it matter? Is it an it? Could be a her, he, she, it, I guess whatever you want to call it. But I don't know. As it reminded me of a railroad tie. Does that make it masculine? No idea. Would that make the butterfly feminine then? And these, what would these little circles be? I don't know. Well, they've got an X and an O if you kind of look that way. And here we go. Get all this little around here. And this was going to go right there. Okay. And where's our little circle? A little bitty thing. Okay. These don't need a lot of glue. And get that there. And now we can decide if we want any other little die cuts on here. Like that's kind of big. We can go up the side, but then, well, if it goes right there, we still see where it says the passage of time. And so, why not? We'll put that there. It says par avion. I don't know if that's supposed to be French or if it's just supposed to be something that I don't know what it means. Either way, now we can again carry on with the little round. Yeah, in this case, I think it looks better in this corner, right above our little circles. Try not to think too hard about these, or, you know, I'll break my brain. There. And for this guy here, I think, yes, we'll deal with these in a minute to see if we want to use them. But this guy here, I'm going to have to put a lot of glue on him. Well, not a lot, just it's fine little things of glue. And I see I still have a little bit of my tape that I used when I was die cutting on the back, but I am not going to attempt to take that off. And let's just try to maybe get a little bit of glue in the center of these, a little bit, the ones that stick out by themselves. And yeah, we got glue there. I think that's good. Let's hope this sticks. And right there. There we go. just stick down. Like I said, don't think too hard about it. And hopefully it's not too crooked. I don't think it is for a change. I mean, that is my trademark, putting things on crooked. Now, where did we say we were going to put the butterfly? I think up there. It's kind of right where we have it on this tag, isn't it? Do we want to put it more like in the middle then? Why not? That way all three tags have their butterfly in a little bit different position. And yes, put the butterfly, we'll put it like this. And as we're kind of making these a set, that one's kind of part of the set, but not. It's got a different butterfly. And then we were going to put, well, there is no way that this is going to go in a different spot, simply because the bottom here, or we could put it on the top like this one. I think. I mean, do we really have to use that? We don't really have to use it if we don't want to. We put this ticket down there to give us a little bit more blue. Put that there. And something is just not right in my mind with this particular tag. I don't know. Yeah, something is just not making me happy. No, I don't like that. And I don't like that either. I think I might actually leave that off, this tag, and just go with these. Do we want to use this guy here? No, we could. Like a cigar band is what it looks like, but I don't like this numbering's too bold on it. I think just these. Yes. This keeps looking, because it's doubled up, it's kind of thicker. It looks to me like it's coming off of the tag, but it's not. And yeah, I don't think we're going to use this on this one. I just don't like the way it's balancing this particular tag. Okay, we'll get the admit one, which was stamped and cut out using the same color, so that's perfect. I found that when I was going through my stash looking for different little ephemera pieces. Now I've got a lot more little ephemera that I could use. And you're going to go right there. And let's see if we can find some little quotes. We have got, this is small talk, yes it is. And I'm going to use the black. Ooh, here we go. We are going to, I saw this one right away and I like it, so why not? We're going to use some vintage photo around the edge of this, and that way kind of grunge it up so it is not too white. And we're going to put glue on the back, because even though these are sticky, they don't always stick down. Now, which one do we want to put this on? Right there. Yep. Why not right there? Said don't think things through too hard. And let life surprise you. This tag certainly surprised me, because it did not turn out the way I thought it was going to, but I like it anyway. And now, let's see. Just breathe. Oh, that's a good sentiment. Creativity takes courage, and just breathe. I like both of those. And I think this small one here, I don't know why I put it on the tweezers yet. Come on, a little bit more. Now this one I just reinked, so I know it's got plenty of the vintage photo. And put a little bit of glue on the back of you. Glue on you. I'm a poet. Don't you know it? Okay. Just breathe. Just breathe. Yes. We have the passage of time over here. And just breathe. That's all we all need to do. And for this one, I could do creativity takes courage, because we've got discover, do more than exist. Start doing things you love, take risks, be brave, stay strong, be original. It can be hard sometimes. Practice kindness, use your wings. I guess that's a good one to do with butterflies, huh? Why not? So if I started thinking too hard about these, we'd be here all day long. It's probably a little bit longer video than I wanted anyway, but it is what it is. And once more with the glue, then we'll put the twine on and we will be done. And use your wings. Put this under the butterfly. Okay, and right there. And where's my cap to my glue? Here it is. Because if I didn't cap that up, I'd go to use this tomorrow and it would be completely dry. Now with these, depending on how you want your twine, put it through the back. It kind of looks I like the way it looks when we pull it up. And we've got this kind of look going here, the back. You've got this. And why did I just capped my glue. And I do like to sometimes put a little glue dot here to kind of keep this shut. I don't know. And sometimes if the twine is going in too crazy of a way, this one is, you can wet it a little bit and get it to go a little bit more straight, or however you want it. Let it dry. Get this piece of twine here. Put it through again. I probably should have used some big old specks or drops of water to kind of give this a little bit more texture. Oh, there goes my dogs barking. Wouldn't be my video if my dogs didn't bark for your entertainment and mine. Come on, get that little glue. Probably don't need the glue. I don't know. I just got annoyed that these kept, getting loose. And so I started putting glue on. I mean, you can always put your twine through and then tie a bow around here to make sure it stays. Whatever you want to do. There's lots of ways you can do that. Sometimes I use ribbon, but because these are a little bit more on the grungy side, I thought the twine might look a little better. Let's that. And I'll put another little glue dot. Why stop now? I don't know if you could see me doing that. I'm sorry if I'm out of frame again. And okay, let me pick up these. I always put them to the side. And I did keep these that came out of my little ladder here, as I call it, because you could always use these for fun little texture on your tags as well. There's so much you can do with your little the negatives of your die cuts. So, but in this case, I am not going to be using those, and if I don't throw them away now, they'll be all over my room. So these are the 3 4 tags if you count the one I did beforehand that I made today. And I think they came out beautiful. I love them. So thanks to Tim Holtz and Seth Apter, more Seth Apter products than Tim Holtz today, I think. Or maybe it's a little even with the butterflies and the inks and the whatever. I don't know. But thank you, both of you, for being so creative that I was able to create these. And thank you, everybody who watched this. And if you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. That helps the algorithm so much. And if you're not a subscriber, I'd love to have you. If you are, thank you. Either way, if you made it to the end of the video, thank you so much. And I will see you in the next one. So bye-bye for now, everyone.